Peace and blessings. This is Fran in Northeast Pennsylvania in the Poconos. I have, since I retired at the end of 2021, have been looking for side gigs and ways to make extra income to supplement my Social Security. And one of the things I came across was about saving money, and I hadn't really been sharing it with other people. But then I came across this quote from one of my favorite authors, Christian authors, and it really made a difference in how I viewed how I was making additional income. Is it really helping other people? And is it helping them to save money so that they can support missions? I know that in the past I've talked about earning extra money so that you can help other ministries, but sometimes the best way to do that, and it's the easiest and most readily available for all of us, is saving money. Let me just read this quote. It's from Bible Training School, written in 1908, May 1st. It says, and you probably can see it on the screen here, it says, Christians are not to decorate the person with costly array or expensive ornaments. All this display imparts no value to the character. The Lord desires every converted person to put away the idea that dressing as worldlings dress, and that's an old term she used, it's not very flattering, but in other words, just everyone who's not of Christ, who loves the world and prefers those things in the world, this is how they dress. So put away the idea that dressing as worldlings dress, dressing as the world dresses, will give value to his or her influence. The ornamentation of the person with jewels and luxurious things is a species of idolatry. And I don't think she's talking about quality clothing. I think she's just talking about all this extra stuff that we add to the clothing, or in many cases these days, just taking away the clothing. But, and then it costs an arm and a leg for a strip of cloth, so that's a whole other subject. This needless display reveals a love for those things which are supposed to place a value upon the person. It gives evidence to the world of a heart destitute of the inward adornment. Expensive dress and adornments of jewelry give an incorrect representation of the truth that should always be represented as of the highest value. An overdressed, outwardly adorned person bears the sign of inward poverty. So whatever you're professing, you're like those whitewashed sepulchres Jesus was talking about. A lack of spirituality is revealed. And she goes on to say, extravagance in dress requires the expenditure of means that is needed to advance the work of the Lord. Extra ribbons and bows mean pennies and shillings spent needlessly. And I'll end with this quote. The trimming of ladies' hats with high-standing bows is a needless expense. We don't have much of that these days, at least not in the church that I used to attend in New York City. Maybe in churches where you go, they're still wearing these extra fancy hats. But still, you understand, it's this extra expense for looking prettier, lovelier, like a bird, etc. In the house of God, the over-trimmed hats are a positive annoyance. Yeah, I remember having to look over somebody's hat because I couldn't see. The congregation desire to see the face of the speaker as well as to hear his voice, but the ladies' hats with their high-standing ribbons and bows obscure the view. Many in the congregation may be seen peering this way and that way to get a glimpse of the speaker, but often their efforts are in vain. Their enjoyment of the services is marred, and the minister who observes all this is disturbed. Yeah, I never actually thought about it from the speaker's point of view, watching a bunch of people with their heads trying to peer over hats. I don't think that's an issue today anymore, but it may be other things. If you can think of any other things that might be disturbing where we're spending extra money needlessly, especially on worship days, on the Sabbath day, for me, which is Saturday, let me know in your comments where you think we're spending money we shouldn't be spending. Where can we reduce our expenditures and not just spend less? Because we talk about saving money. If you're not doing anything with that extra that you saved, you're not saving, you're just spending less. So take those savings, actually set them aside. If you paid and I can't believe the gas prices, like today, I spent $3.59 a gallon for gas. That's 30 cents less than the gas station that's closest to me, because it's $3.89 where I am. Also, I use a gas savings card, so I saved an extra 20 cents per gas, so it's actually costing me $3.39 a gallon. So I can take that 50 cents and I can set it aside and use it for a ministry, like 13th Sabbath offerings to support one of our sister countries in missions. So something to think about. Learning to save as a way of earning extra money, or instead of earning extra money to support ministry, you can save. You can actually use those savings to support ministries, and they do add up. So let me know your thoughts. What do you think? And if you're interested in a savings program that can save you money so you can support missions, I've put a link in the description below. And hopefully you will find it very helpful. You can save on prescriptions, you can save on gas, you can save on your cable bill. There's a bill savings program, a bill reduction program. So think of all those other ways that you can save. So my question to you is, what other ways is money being spent where it doesn't need to be spent, and where you could actually use that money better elsewhere? And the other is, where else would you like to save money? And can you set aside those savings? I think that's clear. If it's not, let me know. All right. Thank you very much. Have an awesome day.